We have came to see Mr. Ilija Karov. He's the president of the Macedonian Shepherd Club, and we were eager to find out something about this breed of dogs. So we are going to ask some questions to Mr. Karov. Hello, Mr. Karov. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Ilija Karov, and I'm the president of the Club for Macedonian Shepherd Dog in Macedonia. The club was founded in 1998 by the brothers Kostovski. They started this journey, and afterwards in 2004 we became our official club, and then the same year we became a member of the Kennel Association of the Republic of Macedonia, which is a member of the World Kinology Association, FCI. So we are working under the rules of FCI and the needs of FCI for one day to become an official recognized breed, and we hope that that will happen very soon.
Can you please tell me something more about this breed, because this breed is not usual worldwide. It's autochthon breed of Macedonia, so I would like to know something about this breed.
The Macedonian Shepherd Dog is an ancient Macedonian breed. We have many many historical datas and recordings that we are witnessing today. There are also some new that are appearing every day. When we became this, when we started to work on the Macedonian Shepherd Dog, there were no more than 50 dogs remained here on the field. When I say on the field, I mean on the mountains, in the sheep, because the Macedonian Shepherd Dog is a shepherd dog, which is protective dogs for cattle, for cows, sheep, goats. People are using it for various types of animals. It is also very excellent to have them in the yard or in the backyard. So the Macedonian Shepherd Dog, because it's a primitive dog of breed, in which the human interference is on a very low level. These dogs are shaped by the mountains and they are not shaped by the people. They are very good protectors. They are excellent in the yards, in the backyards, and on the field. I mean, this is one of the few dog breeds that is, without even thinking, protecting, and even if I say attacking all the intruders or the wolves or the bears, or without hesitating. It has a very big heart, it has a very strong character, and we Macedonians are using it for millennia in behind. For the same purposes. Our logo of the club is from 1911, if I'm correct, yeah, in 1911, which means it's also 1 millennium behind. It's a fresco detail from one church, very old here in the village Kurbinovo. We also have a lot of findings, historical findings in the literature, and of course, because here the Renaissance didn't pass, but we had Byzantia, and since we are Orthodox, in the Byzantine art, it's very often we can see this dog. And many Molosser dogs in Europe today are descendants of this dog. I'm not speaking this from romantic point of view, but I'm speaking from the point of view from Columella, who wrote it, let's say, he tried to write the genesis of all the cattle in this part of Europe, and the pioneer who first explained them was Aristotle, and then Columella improved the explanation and explained very much similar to what we have today as Karaman. Today we have approximately about 650 dogs on the field and in the cities. We have organized so far 9 specialized dog shows for this breed, which is happening each year. This year it will be happening in the municipality of Gheorghe Petrov, which is our patron. Here actually the breed was resurrected by the brothers Kostovsky. They started this as an idea in 1998. It was excellent idea. So after a few years, some of us joined in that journey. So there are 10 people who are, let's say, the most intensively in this breed, who this breed became their life. I'm one of them. So with a pure conscience, I can say I do not regret, and I hope that very soon we will see this dog to be a member of the FCI family, which it's constructed of 350, correct me if I'm wrong, dog breeds. So basically we work with a lot of, so the club is functioning on the, it's separated, the club program is actually separated in two divisions. One is the working division, where are the dogs that are still on the field. We have about 59 or 60, if I'm not wrong, sheep herders who are working with us, with the club. The club have the exclusive right to decide so the bitches with which males they will be bred. So unlike the other breeds, we are very much putting effort so the Karaman during the selective breed don't use those primitive abilities that what is making him a unique dog breed this day. So we hope that very soon, I will mention again, will be a member of the big one of the member of the FCI family, and the dogs that are in the cities, they are also purebred, but they still remain in the relation with the nature. What do I mean with the relation in the nature? Because those two divisions, that program that we follow, that we separate the working and the show division, are closely related because each the dogs are migrating. For example, if here from the center some of the males, let's say, have bred enough female from this season, he is going back on the mountains and another males are coming. So that is that point where we are sure, that is the way that we are sure that we can have this dog and we can preserve this dog as it always was. And there are two types, color variants of the Karaman dog. One is whole black with some white marks on the legs and on the chest, and the other one is black and tan. Those two types are recommendedly to be bred, to be crossed one with each other, because we got the most, we received on that level the most correct and phenotypical acquirement that we have according to our standard. And since I mentioned the standard for Macedonian Shepherd dog Karaman is not written unlike the other Molosser dogs like something that we wanted to be, but after we measured that quantity of, let's say, not let's say, but I can be correct, I think it was 437 dogs when we measured them. The numbers that we received, from those numbers that we were measuring them according to the 27 parameters of FCI. According to us, there are more parameters, so those are the 27 that are required. We are measuring about 38. So when we got that measures, out of that measures, we received the average number when we put it all together. And from the average number of the dogs, we extract the phenotypical numbers, which afterwards the number became words, and that's how we constructed the standard. What do I mean by this? We didn't wrote a standard, because kinology is art, and many kinologists are artists, so many of them became creative, and we can see, I mean, all the dog breeds of this planet Earth are beautiful. But it's very pity when you will see some dog when he's using the purpose for which was, let's say, invented. I don't know, it's a quite appropriate term, but I will use it for which they were inventive. Why I mean by inventive? I mean the Karamans here in these parts of the world, the kinology doesn't have so deep roots. I mean, not more than, let's say, 100 words. The Sharplaninets is our first national breed, but the Sharplaninets at Karaman come from one genealogical pool. But what is the crucial difference between these? Except that the Karaman is pre-molosser or lupomolosser dog, while the Sharplaninets is typical molosser dog. And the Sharplaninets is bigger, wider, while the Karaman is, let's say, in the point where how tall they are, they look approximately the same, but they are not so wide. That's why the Karaman today is still, it's more agile, and it haven't lost his abilities to work with the sheep herders in the sheep herds on the mountain. The Karaman has all the preferences that the nature gave to him. He has that fifth finger that in many breeds is not required. His tail is curly. Even in the excellent examples, it's even lying on the back. And his head is, let's say, more wolf-like than not so like molosser type of dog, you know. So we are putting a lot of efforts to keep the dogs as they always were, you know. So briefly, that's the history of the breed and the history of our club.
Why would you recommend this dog to a person? Like, if I don't have a dog, why would I be choosing this dog?
I myself have 2 kids, and they are excellent with kids. So they are excellent as pets, but it depends what kind of pet do you want. If you want to put it in the apartment, it's not recommended, because not that you cannot keep it, but it is not good for the dog, you know. It's not his natural habitat. Afterward, I will mention again, this is very natural breed, so it's a very closely related with the mountains here in Macedonia. So definitely I would recommend it for the people. It doesn't have problem with kids. He loves kids. He is very protective towards everything that is weaker than him, you know. When he will locate a problem and somebody doesn't have that power that he is feeling, because the Karamans are very confident dog. And you know, if, for example, when they will see a frightened kids from something or somebody in trouble, he is here. And he is here in the right meaning of the word. He is here.
Tell me, are there Karaman dogs outside of Macedonia, or at the moment, I mean, kept by some breeders or shepherds outside of Macedonia?
We had one pioneer, because we had politics, because we need some number here, because I told you the breed was, in right meaning of the word, resurrected. There were only 50 to 60 dogs remained when we started working with the breed. We had the politics not to send them abroad, although there are many interested people, further owners of the Karaman. In this moment, we have only one in Austria. Well, as we already mentioned, the Macedonian Shepherd dog is a second our national breed. Our first national breed is the well-known Sharplaninets. As I already mentioned, that these 2 dog breeds are extracted from one genealogical pool. And what are the main differences between them, besides the obvious one, because the Sharplaninets is a molosser type of dog and the Karaman is lupomolosser or pre-molosser, name it as you want, type of dog. The Karaman has it's smaller in general. By smaller, I don't think that is not so tall, but it's not so wide. And because of that, it's more agile, more working dog. And the main philosophical difference between these two dog breeds is the Sharplaninets is, let's say, it's not constructed, but is through selective breeds, let's say something more than was at that time considered for right. Doesn't mean that it's wrong today, but it has a human interference like flat back line, deeper angles on the back legs, wider chests, darker eyes, tails that are not curly, and of course bigger fur, bigger hair around the head. While the Karaman is a completely different story. The Karaman is preserved as the mountain did it, as the nature did it, which means that the fur is shorter. The dog it's not so white. It's, let's say, more thin, more agile. The line of the leg towards the back legs, it's going a little bit up. The tail is curly, and the eyes can be, let's say, a little bit lighter than the Sharplaninets. And if we speak about the teeth, it is a scissor bite that we required, and it must be having the whole teeth in the mouth. And basically that's it. And of course, those, not to forget that fifth finger on the both front and back legs, it is required. It is not considered as something bad on the dog. So in generally, I must say that we are following the nature with one big full stop on the end. The back line, we didn't, through selective breeds, the breeders know that this day you can achieve everything. Our biggest concern is 100 years after us, what is going to be happening with this breed. And let's say, because this is officially the first interview that we are doing it for abroad. When I say abroad, I don't mean for the ex-Yugoslavian republics, but I mean from really abroad, for the United States of America. So the Karaman is the right choice for each of you who would like to feel the nature without limits in one dog breed.